or at Stamp Sunshine on Facebook, and I make cards. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I'm going to show you how I made this adorable card with all of this beautiful dimension. Starting off, the main part of the card, I'm featuring again this designer series paper called True Love. And I know a lot of you have this in your stash, and it's really fun to color these large floral papers, but I'm going to make a card today featuring the more plain side of the paper. You can use any of the various backgrounds, but today I'm going to be using this one, and I like this one a lot too. So either one of those looks really good. And then I'm also going to be using the plain largest stitched shape framelit from that set of dies. I'll be using the Playful alphabet dies, and I'll also be using the Pierced Blooms dies. I love these. All of these flowers have little stitched shapes to them, and it makes for this really adorable detail on these cards. All right, and then as far as for the envelope, I just used this stamp from the Forever Fern Red Rubber Cling stamp set. All right, so as far as for this card goes, let's get to it. So as far as the base, it's just your white cardstock. We now call it basic white, and just going to fold that, and we're going to adhere this piece of the black design right over the top. You can use Tombow glue, or you can just use your double-sided adhesive. Center that as best you can. Okay, and since we're going to have an orientation of opening to the top, we're going to go ahead and turn it this way. The next thing I want to do is get my flowers and put those to where they are all on top before I actually adhere that to the card base. So in my die cut pieces, I have 2 of the Pear Pizzazz, I have 2 of the soft sea foam, and then I have a couple of flowers. This flower is Poppy Parade, and this flower is Petal Pink. And so, and then the other flowers are Petal Pink and Poppy Parade as well. The words are in Poppy Parade. All right, so I just want to lay them out and just see about where they all land, so that when I'm putting them on, I make sure I don't glue them in the wrong spot. You'll notice that whenever you have 2 of the leaves, that they do go separate directions. So you'll just want to pay attention to that when you're laying them down. And we're going to pop up some of these as we go along, and then others we are just going to glue flat. All right, I think that's about where I want it. And so we're just going to go ahead and set that aside, and let's go ahead and adhere our circle first. And we'll just put that right in the middle. And I guess the main reason why I would have you lay this out first is to make sure that when you are putting down your word, that you be sure that you save room for it. There's no stamping on this card at all, so it's kind of fun. If you're a beginner especially, you don't have to worry about getting your card messed up from poor stamping. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I think actually I'm going to go ahead and use a glue dot to put down my leaves. Stampin' Up! Sells all sorts of adhesives for all different purposes. So a glue dot is just one of many ways to put down your pieces. I'm just going to make sure that I don't go over the top with that one. And I'm going to go ahead and work on the rest of my greenery. Out in my garden, I have some irises, purple irises, and they're so beautiful, but in our Arizona weather, they only lasted about a week. And sadly, they are already all faded. And that made me really sad. You could use regular snail adhesive, or you could use your Tombow liquid glue. I just like to offset this just a little bit. Let's see, give it a little bit of interest, but I want to make sure I don't go over the edge there. And that will cause it to wrinkle inside of the envelope, right? So the next step I'm going to do is just going to go ahead and put some dimensionals on the back of the largest Poppy Parade flower. And then the same with the petal pink flower. I think now that I have the basic gist of my floral display on there, I'm going to go ahead and glue down my words high, and I'll just use take your pick tool to pick it up. Sometimes picking up those little pieces of paper, even though I have fingernails, cannot be that easy. I suppose I could have used a glue dot too, but I'll just use my glue. It doesn't take much. I feel like I got a little too much on that. Be sure you don't move it around, because once you do get your glue on it, you're running the chance of smearing the glue, and then it'll show up on your paper. Ooh, I almost did it upside down. So I'm not going to move that around once I get it there. Okay, I like that really well. So really all I have left to do then is take my little Poppy Parade flowers. I'm going to glue them together like this with a glue dot. And then I'm going to put a glue dot on the very back. These are strong enough to hold these. And that one's going to go into the center of the pink flower. This one is going to go into the center of the red flower. And then the final step is just then to add these beautiful little gems. Now these gems are my favorite that Stampin' Up! Has ever put out. They're called elegant faceted gems. You get clear ones, you get kind of a petal pink color, and you also get white. And today I'm going to use the white ones. And we're just going to adhere those into the center of these flowers. I thought that any of the colors of the gems would look good, but especially I liked the white. So that's very beautiful, and it was very quick. And look at the dimension on that card. I just love the layers. I love the detail the pretty little stitched edges along those flowers and leaves. And this black background couldn't be cuter. And again, like I said, no stamping. So if you like these items, you'd like to purchase any of them, go over to LoriMagnuson.StampinUp.net or come visit me at Stamp Sunshine on Facebook. Thanks a lot for joining me. Have a great day.